Welcome back to another video. My name is Hunter, and today we're going to get into my NFL power rankings following week two. Lots of exciting games this week, lots of exciting finishes, and lots of movement in my rankings because now we have more of a collective view on each team. It's not just one game. We now have two, so it's better viewing of most teams at this point in time. Before we get into it, like and subscribe. So much content coming here in the future. I want to start doing week predictions for every game. I'm going to start releasing those every Thursday, in addition to the power rankings every Tuesday. So let's get into it. Number 32, I have the New York Jets. This team did not look good whatsoever in their game at home against the Bills. They scored 10 points. That touchdown came in garbage time from Tyrod Taylor. Justin Fields left with an injury. Their defense could not stop Josh Allen at all, even though Josh Allen did not have the biggest stat line. The Bills offense dominated this game, and I think the Jets looked like the worst team in football this week. They're going to play the Bucks this week in what is another challenging game, but it's at this point a must-win for this football team. Number 31, I have the Carolina Panthers, who dropped the game to the Arizona Cardinals. Bryce Young was terrible for the first three quarters of this game. He turned the ball over on the first play of the game, had multiple other bad turnovers, and this game only looked close because the Cardinals really gave up in the fourth quarter. This Panthers team was a team I was very high on. I thought they were going to barely miss the playoffs this season, and they have looked like one of the worst teams in football once again to start this season. Number 30, I have the New Orleans Saints dropping one spot to 30. They played the Niners, who had lots of injuries, yet they couldn't get it done. Spencer Rattler had a decent stat line in this game. He threw for 3 touchdowns, and their defense held the Niners to a one-score game for most of this game, but the Saints cannot get it done, and they lose yet again. And for the Saints team, it's getting late very fast. Number 29, I have the Miami Dolphins. They move up 3 spots. They still didn't look very good. Tua had a bad turnover late in the game, but they played close with the Patriots the entire game and looked a lot better than they did in week one. So that's why they move up 3 spots, but Miami still not a great performance from them from the first 2 weeks. Number 28, I have the Cleveland Browns, and the Browns stay at 28 mostly because the teams below them were all pretty bad, but the Browns played really bad against the Ravens. They got blown out. Their offense could not do anything against that Ravens defense, and their defense cannot stop Lamar in this game. The Browns play the Packers this week, so another tough game for them, but the Browns could potentially pull off the upset. They have some skill. They just need to bring it together, and they need to see better play out of their quarterback, Joe Flacco. Number 27, I have the Chicago Bears, who also got blown out this week. They lose by 31 to the Lions. And the Lions scored only 13 points in week one, and then the Bears let them score 52. And that's a sign of how bad this defense truly was in this game, allowing over 50 points. Their offense, Caleb Williams wasn't making the best throws. Roma Dunze had a great game. That's the bright spot for this Bears team. But the Bears lose 2 divisional games to start the season. That is not the way you want to start for this team that was supposedly an off-season winner, yet they've lost their first 2 games of this campaign. Number 26, I have the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward looked pretty solid again in this game. The Titans just could not get it done when it was close. When it was close, the Titans looked like they had a chance in this game, but the Rams broke away late. The defense could not get a stop against that Rams offense, and that's ultimately why they lose this game to the Rams. They drop to 0-2. They play the 2-0 Colts this week in what is another big test for Cam Ward in this Titans offense. Number 25, I have the Giants, who looked really good for all of regulation against the Cowboys. Russell Wilson had one of the best games of his career, throwing for over 450 passing yards, but his last throw was maybe one of the worst throws of his career, and that's what blew this game for them. They give the Cowboys the ball back with too much time remaining, and they put Brandon Aubrey in good range, and that's why the Giants are not 1-1 right now. Their defense is going to have to be better, especially against the Chiefs. Their Chiefs offense does not look that great, but the Giants defense still has to be very good in order to win the game on Sunday night. Number 24, I have the Houston Texans, who fall to 0-2. Not a good start for the defending back-to-back AFC South champions. They had the game against the Bucks. They had Baker Mayfield consumed inside the pocket, and that one play where he escapes is ultimately defining. And they dropped to 0-2. And they play the Jaguars this week, a divisional game. If the Texans lose, it's time to really start talking about CJ Stroud and this Texans offense, because 0-3 start would not be good for this team that's been in the divisional round twice in a row. Number 23, I have the New England Patriots, who get the win over the Dolphins this week. They should have won this game by more. Their defense just did not play well enough against a Dolphins offense that has not looked that good this season. But the Patriots get a kick return. They get late defensive plays. The Patriots are able to get it done. And I still have confidence that this team can do pretty well this season. Just some growing pains early on. Number 22, I have the Vegas Raiders, who dropped 4 spots. Geno Smith was awful on Monday Night Football, throwing for 3 interceptions. Every pass over 10 yards at one point in the game was incomplete or intercepted. And that's not what you want to see out of your supposed new franchise quarterback. Their defense kept Justin Herbert in check, but yet it's a loss, and they dropped to 1-1. Number 21, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they played decently well over the game. Just some bad turnovers from Trevor Lawrence, and their defense having an inability to stop Jake Browning late in this game is why they dropped to 1-1. The Jaguars have the Texans this week, a very important divisional game. And if the Jaguars get the win this week, I am very much liking their chances to do good things this season. Number 20, I have the Seattle Seahawks, who beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They won because of an odd touchdown, but that doesn't take away how well their defense played in this game. They got some key 4th down stops, and offensively, Kenneth Walker looked to be back. He had a great game, and Sam Darnold looks like he's starting to settle into that Seattle offense. And if you're a Seahawks fan, definitely excited about what the team showed in week 2 versus week 1. Number 19, I have them dropping 8 spots. It's the Minnesota Vikings. This team was awful on Sunday night. J.J. McCarthy was awful in his second game. He will not play this week due to an injury, so it would be Carson Wentz against the Bengals. Their defense played well. They were able to make the stops, but their offense just needs to be so much better. And let's see what Carson Wentz can do with this offense in week 3. Number 18, I have the Dallas Cowboys, who move up 4 spots to number 18. And Dallas put on an offensive show in this game. Dak made key plays. Javonte Williams made key plays. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, that entire offense made key plays. And of course, Brandon Aubrey with the key 64-yard kick to send it to overtime, and then eventually kicking the game winner. Dallas looks like a solid team, and they have the Bears this week, a team that has not looked so good in their first 2 games. And Dallas could definitely build off a week 3 win and could potentially be a solid team this season. Number 17, I have the Atlanta Falcons, who move up 4 spots. It wasn't the prettiest win. They didn't score a touchdown until very late in this game, but they get the win. Their defense was absolutely suffocating, having 6 sacks in this game. Bijan Robinson, another stellar game from him. And this Falcons team, if they can get the pass game going a bit more, this Falcons team has the opportunity to be very dangerous this season. Number 16, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who dropped 3 spots to 16. And they take the loss this week. I'm still liking what I'm seeing out of the Steelers, but just gotta make the plays when it matters. There was a key interception in the end zone that turned that game around. And the Steelers have all the keys to be a great team. It's just, can they put it together? They did in week 1, didn't in week 2. Let's see what we can see from them going forward. Number 15, I have the Arizona Cardinals. They move up 5 spots to number 15 from number 20. And they played a very good game. They put it out of reach, and then they kind of just gave up a bit in the 4th quarter and got pretty lucky that the Panthers couldn't put together a drive late. But the Cardinals are 2-0. They have the Niners, a depleted team via injury. The Cardinals have the opportunity to go to 3-0, and that's something that you would very like to see out of this Cardinals team. Number 14, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Despite all the injuries, they pick up the win over the Saints. Mac Jones had a couple great throws. CMC played his role, and this defense made sure that they were able to get this win. And I just mentioned with the Cardinals, Cardinals-Niners this week is a very interesting game. Two 2-0 teams. Can the Niners get it done despite missing Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and most of their offensive weapons? Can they get it done? Well, we will see. Number 13, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. They move up one spot. Joe Burrow is out for 3 months. It is very interesting to see where this team is going to go this season. It is their best start under Zach Taylor. They start 2-0, something that Zach Taylor has not done over his head coaching career with the Bengals. Their defense gets key turnovers once again. And the offense, Ja'Marr Chase, 14 receptions for 165 and a touchdown is what you love to see out of your star receiver. And can Jake Browning take this team to the level they need to be at to return to the playoffs? That remains to be seen. And I think the Bengals are one of the most interesting teams in the league for that reason going forward. Number 12, I have the Denver Broncos. I have them staying at 12. They should have won this game. They got a penalty on a missed field goal that led to a made field goal that leads to the loss. I'm not concerned about Denver whatsoever. Their defense got key fourth down stops in this game. Bo Nix had a couple incredible throws, and Denver should be fine. Number 11, I have the team that beat the Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts, who start 2-0. What an unbelievable start for Daniel Jones in that offense. Jonathan Taylor has an outstanding game. Daniel Jones with a second outstanding game. This defense got a key turnover with a Cam Bynum celebration. Love to see it. And this Colts team has taken control of the AFC South early on with a 2-0 start. Can they continue the undefeated start versus the Titans? Very excited to watch this team moving forward. They're also very intriguing. Number 10, I have the Kansas City Chiefs, the highest winless team I have. And I have to keep them this high because they made the Super Bowl 3 years in a row. But haven't seen too much out of the Chiefs that I like. Their offense has looked very slow without Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy. Their defense played very well against the Eagles, but just little offensive support. And Travis Kelce, he has not looked the same, maybe even worse than he looked last season. This Chiefs team does not look the same, but if they're able to get Xavier Worthy back, and when they get Rashee Rice back, this team will go back to being the Chiefs we all know and have watched for the past few seasons. Number 9, I have the Washington Commanders. They're 1-1. They dropped 5 spots. I had them at number 4. Just not a great game against the Packers on Thursday night. The Packers controlled possession the entire game, and the whole first half, this Commanders offense could not do much offensively. In the second half, they picked it up, but by then it was too late. Jaden Daniels has a knee sprain. We'll see how that affects him, but this Commanders team, it was a tough Packers team. I think this Commanders team is going to be fine, and that's why they stay at that's why they're staying in the top 10 at number 9. Number 8, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They move up 2 spots to 2-0. They're a 2-0 team. They move up 2 spots to number 8, and this Tampa team did not look great for most of that game. Their offense was stagnant, but when it matters, Baker Mayfield, 2-minute drill, touchdown, they win the game. And that's been the story of this Buccaneers team. They're able to win when it's looking like they're not. And their defense was very good in the game. But this Bucs team, if their offense is on for most of this game, it's a different story about what we're talking about here. And Tampa Bay is one of the better teams in the league. That's why I have them at 8. Number 7, I have the LA Rams. They're 2-0. They move up 2 spots to number 7. Able to get the win over the Titans. It was close, and then they pulled away. And the entire Rams offense looked very solid in this game. Defense made key plays when it mattered, and the Rams moved to number 7 on my list. Number 6, Detroit. They destroyed Chicago. Was never close. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 3 touchdowns. The whole offense seemed to have scored in this game. And this is the Lions that we all remember from last season, where they just run up the score and just pile on offensive stats. And the defense, it was an okay game. Want to see a bit better performance out of this Lions defense, but for now, they're one of the better teams in this league because of how good their offense was. Number 5, I have the Baltimore Ravens. They move up a spot to 5, and the Ravens are just very good. They got unlucky in week 1. They late comeback, and in week 2, they showed why they're one of the better teams in this league. Complete domination of a divisional rival in the Cleveland Browns, and that's why this team is a top 5 team in the NFL, and I think that they could build on this win. Definitely not the last we've seen of offensive dominations like this from the Ravens, and that's why I have them at number 5. Number 4, I have the LA Chargers. Did not look the best in Monday night against the Raiders, but they pick up the win. Quentin Johnston with another touchdown. Justin Herbert still playing well. And this Chargers team is looking very dangerous and looking even better than they were last season. Number 3, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at 2-0. And staying at number 3, they pick up the win over the Chiefs, where the Chiefs weren't very good and the Eagles weren't very good, but the Eagles pick up the win. It was a defensive game, and the Eagles defense just proved why it's one of the better defensive units in the NFL. At number 2, I have the Green Bay Packers. They stay at number 2, picking up another convincing win. Their defense was dominant again. Keyshawn Nixon had 6 pass breakups, which is crazy out of a guy that was a kick returner 2 years ago. And their offense looked good. Tucker Kraft had a great game. And the Packers are showing why they've been so dominant early on this season. Number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills. So remaining at number 1, they dominate the Jets. And the Bills continue to show why Josh Allen was MVP, why this team was so close to a Super Bowl appearance last year, and their defense was just suffocating. They only let Justin Fields get 27 yards passing, and Buffalo is showing why they're one of the premier teams in this football league. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Power Rankings. Let me know if you disagree with any of my takes, and I will see you in the next one.